Greetings everyone, Tim Anderson here, aka Renfell, and welcome to the latest episode in my Lord of the Rings Online series. I do a lot of different things in Lord of the Rings Online. It is probably it is, not probably, it is the one MMORPG that I always keep installed on my PC. I play it every single year, and I have played since launch. I've got lots of different characters, lots of different alts. My brother and I usually play this every year together. This year being the exception, because we're playing Star Wars: The Republic together this year. But I do a lot of stuff here on LOTRO, and if you've watched any of my class guides, or the other thing I do here is the Lord of the Rings Online Cooking in Real Life series, where I take recipes from the game or the books and cook them in my kitchen and present them here on YouTube. Welcome. If you aren't an old hand at this and this is your first time here, do me a favor. As you watch this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below in the comments section, and if you feel so inclined, subscribe and follow along. Hit the bell icon so you get all the other updates as I play Lord of the Rings Online and other games here on my YouTube channel. I also do book reviews, my Monday musings, Monday at MMORPGs. I do lots of different things here on YouTube. And of course, there is a link to Discord down below if you want to come hang out with us and our community, my brother and I, my wife, and our community over in the Wandering Hermits Discord. But in the meantime, without further ado, I want to talk about today why the Shire is the best starting area of any of the starting areas in the game. It looks like, actually, it might... What time is it in the game? It's 11... nighttime, late watches. So we might be getting to see some daylight encroaching up on us soon. We'll see. We are currently situated at Bag End, because what better place to show off a little bit of Hobbiton and the Shire than hanging out at Bag End. Look at this little patio. Can you actually sit in these chairs? I can't remember. I know if you do it, I have a feeling if you do it properly, you can actually sit in chairs. Yes! Perfect. You have to situate yourself kind of somewhere there. But here we are in a nice cozy chair looking out over the birthday party area, the party tree and everything else. Probably no fireworks going off at the moment, but in the meantime, there's a nice view of Bag End as we continue to discuss why I think the Shire is the best starting area in the game. So, most of the starting areas in this game have your traditional class quests and starting area quests, and pretty much all of them will run you from level 1 up to around 20ish. I say 20ish because at some point all of the starting or areas dump you into Bree and send you to the Prancing Pony to meet up with Aragorn and Gandalf and etc. as you are going off on your adventures. But before that point, you're going to do the starting areas. And like I said, most of them are somewhat generic. You have your basic quest lines, do this, do that, storylines for the particular zone. And all of them have great attention to detail and they're really fun. But I'll tell you why I think the Shire is the best one. So the Shire has a lot more than just leveling quests and storyline quests. There's also a lot of extra stuff. Like, for example, running around and delivering the mail to all of the different boroughs within the Shire. That's an optional fluff quest, and at the end of it, you get a cool little satchel and some other stuff. There's also the quest to run around and deliver pies to everyone, and then there's a follow-up to that where some of the pies aren't up to snuff and up to standards, and you have to go collect the pies again. There's also the what is it called? The Inn League. There's a tavern crawl that you can do here in Shire and go to all of the different taverns and inns throughout the region, and you can get so smashing drunk that your character can end up waking up in another part of the world without their pants, wondering how they got there. It's quite amusing. And of course, we can't forget either that the Shire is the home of all the best farmlands and superior cooking instruments in the game, which means this is where everybody can come make the best pipeweed in the game, which pipeweed is a purely cosmetic thing for different types of smoke rings that you can blow. They put a lot of detail into the Shire. Oh, sounds like we got some fireworks going off. It'll probably lag out a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's the dragon. Here it comes. Woo! That was kind of cool. All right, let's turn around. Maybe we'll see some more fireworks as they go off. It might lag out a bit if we do that, but we'll see. In any case, Shire has a lot going on. There's more than just traditional leveling up quests and storyline quests. Also visually, and we're gonna maybe see it turn to day here. I'm not sure if it will by the time we get into this video, but if not, we can get even if it doesn't, we'll still get a good view of the Shire. We'll do a little bit of running around here in a minute. But one of the reasons I think that the Shire is so much better than the other starting areas is because they put a lot more attention to detail into the Shire. And the reason in my mind for that is because they had a lot more material to work with in terms of describing exactly how things looked and are. Because when you go back to the book material, and that's where they largely drew from with this game, there was a lot of material in The Hobbit as well as the Lord of the Rings books in terms of what the Shire looks like, locations in the Shire, points of interest, things of that nature, and who the hobbits are as a people. Way more description than even the elves or the people of Numenor. Although, of course, if you dive into the Silmarillion, you'll get a lot more detail for those other races. But we're talking primarily because what they're working with are the rights to the Lord of the Rings. So we're dealing with what we know about hobbits. And so, in that regards, I think they had so much material to work with when they created the Shire that they were able to do an exceptionally good job at creating what is essentially the Shire from the books. Now, there are some elements of this where they were able to look at, say, the books and draw from there, but also the movies and get a little bit of description from there. And I will explain this to you a little bit more because even though these are primarily based on books, there is a heavy influence from the movies. If we go into Bag End here, you don't get to see all of Bag End, but you do, of course, get to see a little bit of it. Here's the entry, and this is I would argue that this is more inspired by the movies than it is the books. But be that as it may, we're gonna go in here. There's books everywhere, paintings on the wall. Come in here to the foyer. Here's a little fireplace area, a nice cozy reading by the fire. We've got another little area over here. Nice little green dragon painting on the wall. And I'm assuming that's like Mirkwood or something. It's hard to tell. A map, Middle Earth. What else we got over here? And then we get into the kitchen, which we've seen depicted in various places. Here's, well, that'd be the dining area, not the kitchen. This is the kitchen. And then back in here, we get to a section that's blocked off because obviously at this point in the storyline, Bilbo has gone or is in the process of leaving, and so everything's been shipped up and etc. I think that's where we're at in the storyline. I always forget. In any case, let's see if we've started to get some. No, we still don't have a whole lot of light going on. We have a little bit of light. Some more fireworks going off there. You can never go wrong with fireworks. Let's take a little bit of a jaunt through the Shire, just to show you what it looks like. We might lag out occasionally. This is the one complaint I have about this game, is that a lot of people complain about this, is that even if you're running the 64-bit client like I am, there's still, after all these years, some performance issues, regardless of the machines that you're running. It's usually when I go up into the party area and there's a lot of fireworks going off, you'll get lots of lag. But I want to come down into Hobbiton real quick and show you this. Just show you a little bit of Hobbiton. It's such a beautiful area. Can I take you to the... I forget what the Green Dragon Inn is at. Respected Gardener. Is it down the way a bit? I can't ever remember where the Green Dragon Inn is at. I know the Ivy Bush is not... That's the one that's over here, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what I'm getting at. There's so many areas in the game that are what I would consider to be these quintessential... Yeah, this is the Ivy Bush. Hobbit experiences, because they're POIs drawn from the books. I love this because you come in here and there's barrels of ale everywhere. There's little hobbits, townspeople. There's a stage. Nice, cool little logo on the wall there. We've got an in-league member who's, imagine that, passed out. Little hobbit doors. Oh, what's over here? A storyteller with some kids, one of whom is asleep. I was hoping it would turn daylight, and it doesn't look like it's going to in the amount of time that we have to record this video. It's all well and good. I do want to kind of ride up here to the top and hopefully give you a better look out over the Shire, because it's a pretty big place when you consider, because you're not just dealing with Hobbiton and Bag End. You've also got Mickle Delving and etc., which that's a kind of a good view. Let's see if I can get a better view up here. Some of it'll be distant because of LODs, so it won't be, perfect details. But what I want to do is kind of give everybody, so we can kind of look out and see there's Bag End up there. Hobbiton is below us, and if we open up the map, that's literally the distance from me to Hobbiton, right? All of this is the Shire. The Shire is a big, big, big place. And I feel like it has way more detail. If you go into, say, Arid Lewin, and let's just let's look at that. Evandem, where is to Far Downs? No, to Arid Lewin. So let's take a look at the difference between here and Arid Lewin. So you still have some, you have one, two, let's say one, that's a hobstone. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically 5 quest hubs here, and this is Arid Lewin. That's a starting area. That's for the dwarves and elves, was over in here, dwarves and wood elves. So look at the difference between that and the Shire, because we come back into the Shire, there's like 3 times as many quest hubs and locations that you can visit. And that's typical of all the starting areas of the game. You're always going to find the most waypoints in the Shire because they just had way more to work with in terms of things that have already been described in the game. It's a really big place. There's a lot that you can do. And for my money, I think that this is the best starting area in the game. Like I said, not just because of the way it looks and how beautiful it is, but also because of all of the things that you can do beyond just the quests, all the optional flavor and roleplay stuff, all the things you can run around and do, delivering pies, visiting all the taverns. There's a lot of festivals that take place here as well. I just heard a horn going off. I'm not sure who that was. But we're going to run back up to Bag End here and have our video end where it started. If you're considering playing Lord of the Rings online, I would urge you to check out 2 other videos on my channel in the LOTRO playlist, one of which is the whether or not VIP is worth it, and the other one is whether or not the free-to-play version is worth it. There are pros and cons to each version, so depending on how often and the type of gameplay that you're looking to experience, Lord of the Rings Online can provide you with in my mind, a very deep experience in 2 different ways, depending on whether or not you want to go the free-to-play route or if you want to explore as a VIP. I traditionally play VIP, but occasionally, look at those fireworks. Occasionally, I will play free-to-play. Like right now, I'm on free-to-play because I'm playing a lot of other games and not maining this one at the time. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed this overview on the Shire and why I think it's the best starting area in the game. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give a like to the video and also join us in Discord if you want. Links are down there. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get updates on future content that I do. And thanks so much for joining along. That music is so tranquil. It's a great stopping point here, everybody. Thanks so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see everybody next time.